Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I thought I'd bring you along as I make some homemade English muffins. Every now and then I like to buy some and take some Canadian bacon and cheese and make me a sandwich that way. But a couple of weeks ago when I bought some, they just wasn't good. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting used to making my own homemade bread now or what. So I thought I'd put together an easy recipe and let's make some homemade English muffins. In my bowl, I have 2 cups of bread flour, or you can use all-purpose flour. I have a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of instant yeast. If you're not using instant yeast, you might want to proof it in with your warm water. I also have 1 cup of warm water and 1 tablespoon of butter that I let melt in the water. Now with your water, you don't want it too hot or too cold. You know, you want it around like a baby's bath. When you put your finger in there, it's between 90 and 120, I think I read on the package. So let's mix up our ingredients in our bowl. Now we're going to add our water and butter. We're just going to start mixing it till it comes together. And now we're going to start kneading it. Even though there's still flour in the bowl, that's fine. We'll just start kneading it together. And my hands are very clean, and so is my table. And just scrape everything out of your bowl. And have you some flour to flour your hands with too. You want this dough to be sticky, but not so sticky that you can't handle it. Let me put me some flour out on my table. And just kind of bring it all together. And add you some more flour so it doesn't stick everywhere. Just kind of fold it in and push it back out and turn it. We're not going to make a lot because it's really only me that's going to be eating them. We want to knead this for about 5 minutes. Just keep rotating it, fold it in, and push it out. If it gets real sticky, just add you a little bit more flour. You don't want to add a lot though. Just enough to keep it from sticking. And I'll bring you back when I'm done kneading it. Alright, I think we're about there. Gonna kind of round it off. Pinch the bottom together. See, it's springy when you touch it. So now I have me a bowl that I have brushed with some butter, and I'm going to put it seam side down, and I have a little bit more melted butter. I'm just going to lightly brush over the top so it doesn't dry out, and I'm going to cover it. Alright, I'm going to put this in my oven with my oven turned off. I got it covered with some plastic wrap. And I'm just going to leave my oven light on. Again, my oven is turned off. Just my oven light's on. And we're going to let this rise for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, or until it's doubled in size. And then I'll be back. Alright, our dough is ready. So I have a baking sheet that I lined with some wax paper and sprinkled cornmeal all over it. And then I have me another bowl of cornmeal to sprinkle on the top. Ain't our dough pretty? It's doubled in size. I had mine in there for about an hour and 45 minutes. And I'm gonna cut mine with a cookie cutter, and you can cut them any size that you want to, or you can just roll the dough out and just cut them into squares. But the one I'm using is 3 1/16 of an inch. But you can make them any size that you like. I'm going to flour my surface. Put a little on my hands. Just kind of want to pat it out. Knock out the gas. Not really sticking that bad. That's good. Still sprinkle some flour under there. And I'm not even going to need my rolling pin, so I can just pat it out. I have it patted out to about maybe 1/4 of an inch thick. Sorry if you couldn't see those first few cuts. I'm just going to pick them up, lay them in my pan. They will rise a little bit more, so you don't want to put them too close together. Now with your leftover scraps, you can just gather it back together. Kind of work it again. Roll it out. And this one is thicker. These two will be thicker, but that's alright. You can really make them as thin or as thick as you like. And sprinkle the top with some more of your cornmeal. Now I'm going to cover these and put them back in my oven. The oven's turned off. The only thing that's on is the oven light. And let them rise for 30 minutes. My 30 minutes are up. Now on the ones that are thinner, I should have made them a little bit thicker. But it's alright. It's going to be just fine. Let's hope. Alright, I have a wire rack over to the side that we'll put our English muffins on to cool once they get done. I have a non-stick pan, or you can use a griddle, cast iron, any type pan that you use. But if you're not using a non-stick pan, you might want to lightly brush it with a little bit of butter. So I have my pan heating up over medium-low heat. Alright, I think my pan's about ready. It's not real hot. We don't want these to cook too fast and they burn and not be done in the middle. So I'm going to lightly put a little bit more corn flour down in my pan. Not corn flour, cornmeal. And I've sprinkled the tops of them with just a little bit more. And carefully remove them from the pan. Just use my hands. Now don't flatten them out. They're going to puff up some more. So don't flatten them out. It depends on how long these are going to take. It could take 3 minutes, it could take 5 minutes, it could take 10 minutes. But we'll check, because you don't want them to burn on the bottom. But once they get good and lightly toasted on the bottom, then we'll flip them over. Alright, I turned my stove up to almost a medium. I'm going to check them now again, and the more I think of it, it was alright to roll them out that thin because they have rose a lot. Like I say, this is my first time. It's getting there, but not quite ready to turn yet. So I'll just go ahead and turn it up on medium. But I still don't want to rush it, so I'll just leave it right there. Alright, let's check them again. Oh, we're almost there. And once I get these flipped and this batch done, I'm going to wipe out all that extra cornmeal because I don't need it. But like I say, this is my first time, and I thought I'd bring you along. Yeah, I might have just a little bit too much cornmeal on there, but it will be alright. Now once this other side gets toasted up, we'll put them on the cooling rack. If you want to make sure that they're done all the way through, you can take a food thermometer and insert it in the middle this way up through there, and it should be around 195 degrees Fahrenheit. But I will put these, I'll show you once I flip them. It won't be fully browned because the top had done gotten domed. Almost ready. And I did back off of the heat just a little bit. I know this is going to be so confusing. I think we're ready. But I'm going to put these on a cooling rack, wipe out the excess cornmeal, and put the next batch in. Now I do know the thicker that they are, these two big ones, or thicker ones that I had, they'll take longer to cook, and I'll probably back the heat down just a little bit more to make sure that they get done. But once I get finished and they're cooled, and also I just took a brush and brushed off some of that excess cornmeal, then I'll be back to try one because this is going to be my lunch today. And my English muffins is done, and the first batch has cooled off enough where I can handle it. I just took the second batch off, and those two humongous ones, they're in the pan cooking. Those will take a minute. So I have me some butter and jelly. And the reason why I have these little containers of jelly, when Mama was here and people was bringing food, we'd had biscuits delivered to us, and they sent a whole bunch of jelly. But do not use a knife to cut open your English muffins. Just use a fork. And just kind of go around. You can toast them if you want to, but these still feel pretty warm. Moment of truth. Now I'm going to put some butter and jelly on there, and I'll try them for you. Okay, excuse how I look, but I thought I'd try them on camera. Really good. Probably got jelly all over my mouth. Let me try one that's really warm, because I had to take pictures and everything. Oh yeah, this is still steaming right here. And if you're not sure that they're done, put your oven on about 350 degrees, and when you take them off of the pan, Put them in the oven and let them bake for a little bit. Yeah, this one's better because it's still warm. These are really good to be my first try. You know, I probably should have made them first and then brought you along, but you know, sometimes cooking is trying. So I just thought I'd bring you along while I tried it. They're better than the store-bought. Anyway, let me know if you've ever made English muffins or any type of bread, or if there's anything you'd like to see me make. Leave it in the comment. And I haven't forgotten a subscriber named Brian Chandler. I haven't forgotten your buffalo hot wings with your blue cheese dressing. I haven't forgotten those, and I promise I'll get to it. But I hope you enjoy while I stuff my face. Real quick, while I'm still stuffing my face, you can store these. Just seal them up in a plastic bag, and they'll keep for a few days. Enjoy.